Thanks for tuning in. This is SECCA Round 3, the Tree Farm Hare Scramble in Billingsley, Alabama on March 27, 2021. I'm back on the KTM today because I got some suspension work getting done on the YZ250FX. I'm lined up in the C45 Plus class and it's go time. My whole KTM is always reliable on starts and I'm in second behind my friend Raven Smith, but we're all close together as you can see in this picture with Raven out front just out of the picture. Russell's on the 117 Yamaha, Johnny's on the Beta, Jeff's on the white KTM, and Mike's on the white Yamaha. This area got a lot of rain in the past week and the start area is very muddy and slick. About 10 days before the race, there was a tornado that came through the area and did some damage, and I'll point out some of those areas in the course a little later in the video. I can't believe I didn't get past in this area when I was getting through all the mud, but I'm still in second place behind Raven going into the woods. The weather couldn't be more perfect with overcast skies and 75 degrees. With all the dust repellent that fell during the past couple of weeks, we shouldn't have any dust to deal with at all. This is a new race location for this year. SECCA raced here several years ago before I got into racing, but I've never been here, so I'm really excited about this place. We're only a mile or so into the race when I followed Raven into this hotline, and he makes a mistake, so I duck out of the hotline. He got slowed down by the number 5 there, just enough for me to sneak by, and now I'm in first place. There goes Raven, so I'm back in second. Coming up on a little bit of a bottleneck. Russell took the left line and got around me here, so now I'm in third place. I'm happy to be on the bike today. This was the end of spring break week, and we spent several days in theme parks the week before this race, and the whole time I found myself thinking about the race. It might sound crazy, but there's some similarities between dirt bike racing and theme parks. I even managed to learn some things at the theme parks that helped me in racing, believe it or not. First thing I learned is there's a lot of waiting involved in going to theme parks. I don't like waiting. There's also a lot of waiting involved in hare scramble racing. You gotta wait for the day to finally come around. You gotta wait in line to sign up. You gotta wait for the kids' races to get done. Wait for the riders' meeting. And you gotta wait for your row to start. And that last 10 seconds is the longest wait of all. But something I learned at theme parks that also applies to hare scrambles is that if you encounter a line where people are waiting, there's almost always a fast pass line off to one side or the other. See, look, I found the fast pass line. Raven and Russell got the regular lines to the fast pass line, so now I'm in first place again. This is one of the areas where the tornado came through about 10 days before the race. But look at those trees. Bent, twisted, broken like toothpicks. This was an EF2 tornado, so it was on the lower end of the 1 to 5 scale, but thinking about the power it took to break those trees in half makes it scary to think about the destruction that can be caused by these storms. Races with no dust, there's always a few areas you have to pick your lines carefully to avoid getting stuck. All the guys working the course did a great job of rerouting these areas throughout the race. Coming up on the end of the first lap, and Raven's been pushing for a while, so I moved over here and he got by, so I'm back in second place, and I'm in second at the start of the second lap. Russell, so now I'm in third. I managed to stay with Russell for a while, but at this point he starts just kind of slowly pulling away from me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, there's Raven. I'm not sure what's up with him, but that puts me back in second.
Thank you.
At the end of lap 2, I'm in second place behind Russell.
Thank you.
This is one of the muddy areas, and the crew's in the process of cutting new lines during lap 3. I think Mike must have passed me somewhere in this area because the results showed he was ahead of me at the end of lap 3, but I never saw him. So at the end of lap 3, I'm in third place. My camera died in lap 4, but I was able to get back past Mike and stay ahead of Raven for a second place finish in my class. I was only 4 seconds ahead of Raven. Big congratulations to Russell Lockhart on the win. This might be my favorite course of all time. Many thanks to the Barrett family for hosting the race on their property and to everyone that helped get the property ready for the race. Y'all did a fantastic job of making this a very successful and memorable race. If you enjoyed this race recap video and want to see more like it, please subscribe, and it really helps me out when you hit that like button. Thanks for watching.